Thanks, Wilfred. Well, the company Evergrande is really a household name here. It is the second largest property developer, and it owes $300 billion in liabilities to various creditors. Now, the company has been expanding very quickly into different areas. It also has been warning recently about cross-default risks as well as a potential decline in property sales, trying to really raise funds to pay back a lot of those creditors, but not quite able to. Now, we are going to find out very soon whether or not Evergrande is going to be able to avoid default. There are four things that we are watching at this point. One is the interest payment deadline that is coming this week. For its bank loans as well as some of its bonds. And then is there going to be restructuring? Another question that people are watching is whether or not we're going to see some sort of rescue plan. The government has already been signaling that it's not interested in a direct bailout, but Chinese media tonight have been reporting that one of its competitors, Country Garden, which is the largest property developer here, has been talking to the media, saying that it's possible that it might be interested in buying some of its assets. Third, we are watching to see whether or not there's going to be central bank action. There's an expectation that the People's Bank of China is going to come in to inject more liquidity to avoid a credit freeze. And finally, the markets are going to be resuming action on Wednesday. Today, here, Monday, as well as Tuesday. Both of them are holidays. So we're going to get a sense as to how investors here feel and how bankers feel here on Wednesday when the markets open up again. Guys?
Eunice, I guess one thought from here in the U.S. is that if the worst comes to the worst for Evergrande and perhaps the rest of the property sector, is that Beijing will step in and make sure there's not a kind of massive catastrophe for the markets. Has the likelihood of that changed at all over the last 6 to 12 months as Beijing has clamped down more on the excesses of capitalism? Does it make it politically harder for them to now step in and bail out one of the big parts of the capitalist part of the economy over there?
Yeah, and that's what the signaling really has been, that the government does not want to be seen as endorsing what they see as excessive borrowing, especially in the private sector. So from what the remarks out of officials as well as from the state media has been that Evergrande is not too big to fail. At the same time, just in the past week or so, we have been seeing quite a few company staffers, investors, homeowners visiting Evergrande's offices around the country, demanding that they get their money back. And that whole threat of a possible instability socially is something that really rubs the Communist Party the wrong way. So that is something that people are watching very closely here.